So we have all of our customizer functionality set up. Now what we want to do is be able to display the blog posts. Okay, so we want them on the home page, and we also want a custom blog page. So first thing we'll do is go into the back end, and we're going to go to Pages. We're going to create a new page called Home. No content, just the title. And then we also want another one called Blog. Okay, publish that, and then we'll go to Settings, Reading, and we're going to select a static page for the home page, which will be Home. Post page will be Blog. Alright, we also want to add that blog page to our menu, so we're going to go to Appearance, Menus, and just bring that over. Alright, and we also want this custom link that we have for Home. We're going to get rid of that. And then we're going to bring Home over. Alright, so we'll save that. Go back, reload. Okay, we now have Home. We also have Blog. Now, right now, our index.php just has static HTML. That's why we're seeing this. So what we want to do is we're going to create a new file. And we're going to save this as front-page.php. Alright, now if we go to the front page and reload, it's going to go blank because it's looking at this file. So what we'll do is copy what we have in index.php and bring that over to front page. Save it, reload, and now it's back. Alright, so the showcase area is all set. We want to begin to look down here. Alright, so let's go to our front page PHP file and go under the showcase where you see the section A, section B. And what I'm going to do for now is just keep the first section A and get rid of section B and the second section A. Alright, and we're going to fetch our blog posts. Now this is going to be a little different than what we've seen before, because what we want to do is, by default, if we just put our regular while loop in there, it's just going to display that static home page that we created. And that's not what we want. We want a row of the latest posts. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable, and let's call it latest blog posts. And we're going to set it to new. And we're going to use WP_query, and then we want to pass an array in there. Alright, in this array we can have different options, but the option that we want is, we want to say posts per page, and we're going to set that to 3. So no more than 3 posts are going to display. Now what we want to do is, let's go underneath, and we're going to say if, and then we'll pass in that latest blog posts, have posts. Okay, we're checking to see if it has any posts. And then what we'll do is we're going to say while latest blog posts have posts, and then let's put colon here, and we'll say latest blog posts, the post. Okay, so you can see it's just like our regular WordPress loop, except we're using this latest blog post, which comes from this WP query. Alright, so we want to go like that, and then down here we're going to say PHP end while, and we also want end if. Let's see, why is this? Oh, I never closed this. Okay. So down here, just to make sure that this is actually working, let's just say PHP the title. Alright, and we don't have any, I think we only have the default hello world post. Yep, so that's showing right here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just create some posts. Alright, so let's say add new. Now we're going to need to use an image. You can see down here we don't have that option for a featured image, so let's go to functions PHP. We're going to go right inside this clean cut theme support function. And we're just going to say add theme support. And post thumbnails. Okay, so now if we go back here, reload, now we have featured image. So let's click that and let's grab some files. Let's see. Should be on the desktop. Clean cut HTML. You guys will have these images in your images folder. But I'm going to upload these three right here of the smartphone. And we're going to choose the first one and say set featured image. Okay. I'm just going to paste sample text in. You guys can use this or whatever you'd like. Alright. Now I'm going to put a read more here. See this insert read more tag? I'm going to put that right there. And then paste in some other text. Okay, because we're going to be using an excerpt, but I want to be able to target where I want that read more. So I'm going to just put it in there. All right, let's see. Add new cat. I'm going to add a category here. Let's say web design. We'll add a couple categories actually. Let's say mobile development. Alright, I only want to choose one though for now. Okay, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and publish that. Okay, I'm going to add another one. And I'm just going to use the same content. Okay, title. And let's go ahead and choose the image. I'm going to choose the second one. That looks good. Publish, and let's create one more. Oops. And paste that in. Featured image, we're going to choose this one. And publish. Alright, so if we go to the front end now and reload, you can see right here we're getting the different titles. Alright, which is coming from this right here, the title. So what I want to do is get rid of that and then take this section A and let's go ahead and cut that out and put that right in here. Okay, save that. Alright, so now it's getting all of the posts, but we're getting the same title and content. That's because it's just static right here. So what we could do is like the title, we'll just get rid of that and say PHP the title. And now the titles should change. Okay. Right here for the content, we can put in PHP, the excerpt, that changes the content. Now it's not seeing this lead class because it's actually, there's paragraphs within this paragraph. So what I'm going to do is change this to a div and then give it a class of excerpt. And then we can go into the style CSS down to the bottom. Say excerpt P. And let's just change font size to 18. And let's do font weight 400. And that changes that. So let's go back to front page, PHP, and let's grab the image. Okay, so we have this here. Now obviously we're not going to use an image tag, we need to use the post thumbnail function. So let's get rid of this, and we're going to put in PHP, the post thumbnail. Now we want to have a class here, we want our classes, so we're going to have to put in, let's first of all say we want the full image, and then we want to put in an array. And let's say class, let's see, class is going to be image circle, and let's do image responsive. And then we also want the animation, so we'll say animated fade in right. Whoop. Alright, something's not right here. Oh, you know what? Where I put this div excerpt, I didn't change the ending P to a div. There we go. Alright, now you probably noticed that these are all the same now. We don't have the section B styling. So this is a little tricky. What we need to do, we're going to use some PHP to kind of break up our posts and kind of we're going to create a counter. We're going to have it be odd for the first one, even for the second, odd for the next one, and so on. Alright, so it's a little tricky. Just try to bear with me. So we're going to go right above here, and let's say PHP, and we're going to set a counter. We're going to call it I and set it to 0. And then we'll set section, and by default we'll just set it to section A. And then we want to go down to where our loop starts, which is right here. Alright, and we're going to take that I variable and we're going to increment it by 1 with plus plus. And then we're going to have an if statement, or an if else. Okay, and in here we're going to say I, and we're going to use the modulus operator, and then say not equal to 0. Okay, so right here this will be the odd post, and then this will be the even post. Okay, so there's a few things we want to set. We want our section class. We're going to set that to section A. Oops. A. We're going to set our left class, because if we look down here we have this class here, and then this one here for where the image is on this side. And these are different depending on if it's section A or section B. So we're going to put it in variables instead. Alright, so let me grab this, copy it, and we'll put it right in here. And then we'll just replace, where is it? We'll just replace it with PHP echo. Actually, we don't need echo. Yes, we do need echo. left class. Alright, and then this here, this is the section class, which will always be either section A or section B. Alright, and then this one here will be the right class, so we're going to cut that. Alright, and then the last thing we need is the image class, which is this. So we're going to cut that and just put image class. Actually, let's do IMG. Okay. So if I save this, it should look exactly the same. Okay, now we want to do our section B, okay, because this is all for the odd post, which is section A. Now to save on time, I'm just going to paste this in. Alright, and these are just the classes that are coming from section B like we had earlier. Okay, you can see that the left class is a little different, right, and the image class is a little different. So let's save that and then reload. And now you can see that whatever one is section B is formatted a little differently. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. So we want the same kind of thing, the same kind of effect on the blog page. Right now, if I click on that, it's still displaying index.php, which is just the showcase and then static content down here. So let's go to index.php. And we don't want the showcase here at all, so we're just going to get rid of it, that entire section. Alright, and then as for the post, we're going to do the same kind of thing that we did on frontpage.php. So let's grab, let's see, we want from here. Actually, no, we don't want this. It's not going to be the latest blog post. It's going to be the actual default loop. So let's just copy whatever we have in the loop, which is here down to here. Okay, so we'll copy that, and then let's go to index.php, and we're going to get rid of all of this. Section A, B, A. Alright, and then we need to set the counter. And actually we don't need that. So now we'll have our loop, our while loop. We're going to say PHP while have posts the post and then everything we copied from front page we can put here. So let's go ahead and save that, go back to blog, reload, and there we go. Now I want things to be a little different. I want to have the meta data here and also the read more. So let's go back into index.php and go down to let's see, we want to go right under the H2 heading, and I'm going to just paste this in. This is exactly what we've been doing in past projects for the meta. Okay, so we have posted on, and then we're using the time with some formatting, by, and then the user's the author along with the link to the author archive. And then we have our categories. We're saying we're getting get the category, and then we're breaking it up using a for each so that we can display each category along with the link to that category archive. Alright, so let's save that, reload, and there's our metadata. Okay, now for the read more, that's easy too. We're going to go right under the excerpt. And we'll paste in the read more, which is just a link to the permalink. Okay, now we have read more. Last thing we want here is a title bar. So let's go up, and we can grab that from our HTML template. Okay, so it's this section right here. Copy that, and let's go paste that right below the get header. Save it, and there we go. So that's going to do it. Now you'll see over here in the title bar on the right is just a static list. We're going to take care of that later on. Actually, you know what? It shouldn't even be here for the blog page. So we can actually get rid of that completely. We can get rid of the 6-column div, and then just change this to a 12-column. Alright, so we have our home page, we have our blog index page. Next, we're going to work on the single blog post because we don't want this, and also for the archive. If I click on, let's say, the username, that does work. We get the archive, but we want the heading to be different. I also want to be able to have the categories up here in the title bar. Alright, so we'll get to that.